A full house expected here tonight, over 70,000, and the fans still filing into Mercedes-Benz Stadium just west of downtown Atlanta. Tonight we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Their own 26-yard line.
Middle of the field to Jefferson. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that. And there's a completion to the tight end, and look at the size of these players nowadays. In that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
A gain of 5, and it's second down. Yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4-4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his third completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Second down, another shot for Jones. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now it's Burrow. Looking end zone for Jones. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Touchdown, Aaron Jones laying himself out in the end zone. And the Vikings put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs, and I think they're going to at least take a look at this. Now the extra point try forthcoming. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Vikings 7, Falcons 0.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Atlanta now coming out on the field. Looking to put a drive together. Now it's Jackson. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
Well, that was his first target of the game, and it's going to take at least one more target to get him on the board. Took a nice substantial hit to jar that catch loose from him. Incomplete pass.
Here's 2nd and 10. That's out quickly to London. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage after it.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, exactly right. What's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
They go play action now. Jackson. And that is incomplete here.
Well, that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Jackson now. Over the middle, caught by London. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
4th down, here's Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it 2nd down and 11. Burrow looking to pass. No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. Oh, one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. A run for the first time for Bijan Robinson. He's down to about the 37.
Well, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
On second down, another shot for Robinson. And he stopped immediately there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. You don't see that a ton, do you? A cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard. But more importantly, it leads to 4th down. So now on comes the field goal unit. And wow, this is no ordinary try here. This from 54 yards away. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will stay at a 7-point game. Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now it's Burrow. As it complete to Jackson Smith and Jigba. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. The catch and run good for 24 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So that flag will set him back 5 yards. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now Burrow going right back to Smith and Jigba. He'll get it inside the 20. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 29 yards. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. But not only, Charles, did he beat double coverage to make the catch, and then as soon as he did, locked his gaze upfield and made sure to reach the end zone.
Go grab your dictionary, partner. Look up determination, and his picture is going to pop right up. How about him getting through multiple defenders, finding his way through coverage, and making sure he got to the end zone? That's a big-time play right there.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Looking to put a drive together. He'll get it to Robinson to begin the drive. And he finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Throwing is Jackson. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he will get enough for a first down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
At the 37-yard line.
In motion goes the tight end. Jackson going to keep it. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
I can't be sure how much of that was planned pre-snap, but it certainly opens up some avenues for their offense. And if he can stay a threat to break off those kind of runs, it'll pull defenders away from coverage and open up some choice throwing lanes for him moving forward.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Open man is Chase, complete. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that'll bring up second down.
Brings up second and 5. At the Vikings 40-yard line.
Jackson. And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 26.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
That's out wide here for Robinson. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
22-yard line.
Second and 6. Now it's Jackson. Got a man, it's London. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Brings up third and
1. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. To throw again is Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Kyle Pitts, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Falcons get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score Vikings 14, Falcons 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. A little under 30 seconds to go. We'll see how they play it here on 1st and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. It's caught. Puka Nacua. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
Vikings first down. First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Burrow will throw. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Looked like both sides were anticipating a quick throw there, and the defense was ready to jump in and deny it, and they did.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Here's Burrow. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 44-yard line. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Pass complete there to Nacua. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half on as the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A 10-point game, 17-7 to score as we get back to it on EA Sports. Oh, a heck of a move, man. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And this will be a Falcons first down as he'll take this up to the 38-yard line. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
Short throw caught by Pitts. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave it with a second and just a few inches left. Well, that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller and have a little bit more weight. These guys catch the football, make big plays downfield. In the old days, we wanted them to block. Now coaches wanted to catch the football first.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. First down.
What a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. We'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And on the stop, the former Georgia Bulldog, Roquan Smith.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ground.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 40. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. officially it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
To throw is Jackson. And it's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 28.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Now Jackson. Got wounded on a slam. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Back to the ground with Robinson. And he stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
Well, it's not time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Now 2nd and 9. Now it's Jackson. And it's caught. And the Falcons are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Nice job there. Right at the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get into Pay Dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this foot. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Tyler Algier. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
And maybe that's the magic touch right there. They didn't use him at all in the first half, at least running the football. But here they entrust him with some work down in the red zone. And he responds. 1 carry, 1 touchdown.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But generally, your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that momentum stays in your camp.
First down. A gain of 12. First down, Minnesota.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on Monday Night Primetime. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talking about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Burrow going to keep it himself. And he will have the Vikings first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
They pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with it back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
I'll give them 8 that time, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
45-yard line.
Off the option, it's Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1. Well, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. Only a yard on the sneak, not enough. And he's a few inches short for 4th down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
Atlanta prepped and ready for its next possession. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late. Looking to put a drive together. Here's Jackson. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. From the gun, Jackson. He'll let this go deep for St. Brown. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Jackson. That is caught. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Marking down at the 49.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner. Watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And Jackson throwing once more. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Here's Jackson. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Pitts.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the Vikings 29-yard line.
Now 2nd down and a few inches. Jackson to throw. Jackson going to keep it. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
If they get a game-changing score on this drive, it's going to be because of plays like that. That run was pure heart. Took it himself, found a way to reset the downs, and advance the ball.
This is 1st and 10. throwing. Jackson. Open man is Chase, complete. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game.
At the 20-yard line.
Here comes second down. Now Jackson. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Jackson. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Vikings have just about sewn up this football game. And he will have a Viking first down, and that should be the one that gets him to the finish line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds left to play. Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Atlanta.